So, Love and Backpacks. It has been 2 years of an unintentional hiatus, and without going into some long, boring story about what happened, it was a lot of overthinking, a lot of planning, new ideas, knowing that I wanted to do something different, but not knowing exactly what that was going to be. It was definitely past time for me just to stop writing things down and just start filming. So that's what I'm doing. And I think one of my concerns with just starting up to film again was that it may confuse, or I don't know, something else to, the people who are actually watching, because things may continue to change until I find that, formula that I really like for this project. And I think I'm just at a place now where I'm just okay with that. This season, this first episode that's coming out was the fourth interview that I did, and it kind of changed the way that I want to film, I think, from now on when it comes to Love and Backpacks. And I'm still not quite sure about that, but the way that this one flowed was really nice for me, and I really liked it. So with this particular person, with Michelle, my friend, I know things about her, right? I have had the opportunity to, stay at her family's house when I was, visiting DC, and, get to know her over the past couple years and all of this stuff. But I found that prior to actually filming, I couldn't come up with any questions. Like, I really just wanted to sit there and have her just kind of talk to me about her story. And that's what we did. And it was just so cool for me. I hope other people get something out of it as well. I love Michelle so much, and I loved how the flow was as well. I really enjoyed my time, which was cool because this fool is moving to Australia in less than a week. So I'm glad that we set aside that time to sit down, and she participated in this project for me. Yeah. Super appreciate it.
I left DC for a couple of different reasons. One, I wanted to do music. Never did that. Two, I was very tired of living in DC and wanted something different. And also, from what I'd known about Phoenix, one of the main things that I'd kind of gotten from this place from having visited a couple times was that it was literally a blank canvas. So I was I feel like that's a place I can go and make something of myself. So in a way, all of this is planned, but not to a T, but the whole just coming out here and fucking it up was that was the goal the entire time. More than anything, coffee is just a conduit for me to bring people together. It's something for me to do in the morning because I love the ritual of it more than actually drinking the coffee. And I don't know, it's pretty fucking good. I'd make pretty tasty coffee. Shit. Got the best filter bar in the city in my kitchen. It's really funny because I grew up hating writing. I'm a math geek and wanted to go to school for math and astronomy and physics. And I failed college English 3 times. I have not passed freshman English. And I had a professor who was "You're a bad writer." It's yikes, I know. But at the same time, I still I wrote a lot of fiction growing up and stories and stuff like that. So I knew I had it in me, but it was just these prompted writing about shit I really didn't care about, and I procrastinated, and I just gave up. So it's funny that so much of what I'm known for now is my writing. The Chocolate Barista was just supposed to be like a barista lifestyle blog. That was like how I described it. But in a way, it's always been about, the whole premise of it was, I know that I'm different than the majority of this industry that I'm in coffee. Like, everyone's white, everyone's a dude, everyone is like this kind of general, like, everyone has this idea about like what people are and who they look like and stuff like that in coffee. I knew that I was something completely different from that. I was never super explicit about it at first, but like, me, I'm black and I'm a woman. So I like, the way I approached how I dressed for work was always different. The music I played at work was always different. Just how I approach customer service and like, it's just very different. I'm very like, it's almost like I'm inviting people to like come over my house, like that sort of like grandma has the door open, everyone comes over type of thing, like that down home feel. The black people shit. Like literal black people shit. Let me stop fucking tiptoeing around it. So that was basically the premise of the blog, was this is how I do coffee and this is what it looks like. And I had always planned to talk about like what my specific experience about being a black woman in coffee was. I just wasn't expecting it to become like my entire brand. Cause it's more than just a brand. Obviously it's my like fucking livelihood. It's everything. But at first I was like not about it. I was like super scared and I didn't want to continue talking about it cause that's so scary. But now I'm just like, y'all gonna hear this because y'all are keeping me from just focusing on coffee and y'all are keeping other people from just focusing on coffee. So we're gonna unpack this. And now I get to do a little bit of like all of those things where I get to focus on coffee and focus on coffee education, which I'm also super passionate about. I get to write not just about like race and coffee and intersectionality and stuff, but I also get to write about just like stories in the coffee industry that I want to tell. So Devcoat in Baltimore, like a black cafe that I got to visit and write about. All the Latinx people here in Phoenix. That was a really cool story to like write about and collaborate with you on. Those are like those cultural type stories in coffee are like really important to me, and I think we need more of those. I'm writing a a fictional a coffee version of Get Out right now for Spread. For their like Halloween coffee series. Is gonna be lit. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. So yeah, I like, my writing has gotten to expand, and so it's funny that like I failed at it in college because now I'm like, I'm getting paid for it. I feel like I spend so much of my time being like the chocolate barista and being like the coffee professional and or like Phoenix coffee advocate and stuff like that, but like I rarely get a chance to just like be and just be like Michelle. I'm like trying to tell people to stop calling me Mish because a lot of people who I don't know think they have the agency to call me that, and I'm like, how you figure? I don't know you. I don't know you. But yeah, I don't know. There's just like so much more to me than just the coffee stuff, and I feel like people only see that. And so when I do anything, like you said earlier, like I stay myself like from beginning to end. I had this conversation literally with Allie last night where it's like, I'm gonna be high at home. I'm gonna be high out in public. I'm gonna be not high at a professional event, but I'm a drink. Like, I'm not gonna tone down myself for anybody or for any situation. If you can't handle it, if it makes you uncomfortable, then that's on you. This is what you get. And sometimes it's like brash and loud, and sometimes it's like really quiet and I don't want to say shit, which is a lot of the time, really. I don't have a lot to say most of the time because I'm just like, I just like to be. I just like to chill. I like being by myself. I like doing things by myself. I love traveling alone. My favorite part about coffee shops actually is going to them by myself. I actually do not like going to get coffee with people, and that's all I do. Stop asking me to get coffee. I don't want to. I want to do it alone. I just love going and sitting at coffee shops and just being in the shits, like just hanging out, and it's just like being in public alone. There's something like I'm an introvert, but like extrovert passing. So I do get energy from being out in public, but not engaging with the public. Stop asking me to get coffee. I don't want to. I will, but but that's why I like making coffee at home mostly, because it is a very personal thing. It's very ritualistic for me. I just like I kind of zone out on it. My favorite thing to do, honestly, is to like wake up, get stoned, and then just sit and like zone out making coffee, and then have the coffee like bring my energy back up, and I get that like really perfect balance of like having that moment in the morning of just being able to sit and like chill. And I'm like, this is nice. This is real nice. If I could be like this all day, it'd be sick. Oh shit. Well, I'm moving to Australia. And that's like huge. I actually had a freak out last night about it and cried, like sitting on the couch. Because I was like, I feel really, really crazy. Like my emotions are all over the place. I keep trying to connect it to like when I moved here, and I'm like, am I going through the same, like, or I keep trying to reconcile and rationalize and be like, oh, like I had these feelings when I moved to Arizona, and I'm like, I'm lying to myself. No, I didn't. Because moving to Arizona is totally different than moving to a different continent. At least I'd been to Arizona twice. I've never fucking been to Australia. I really don't know what I'm getting myself into. And I keep trying to find ways to make it make sense to me, but it doesn't. And I'm trying to be okay with that. But I don't know, my like major goals kind of from what I'm looking to, because I kind of put the chocolate barista on the back burner. But I want to bring that back. And this is it's more so just the chocolate barista, but what I want to do overall, like as a person, is lift up other people. So I want to use that. I want to use my own personal platform. Like I said, like community is important to me. Bringing people together is like why I love being in coffee to begin with. And teaching people and having people teach each other. So I just want to like use all of the resources I have to pull other people forward and then like push them in front of me, because I'm gonna be fine. Like either way I'm gonna be fine, but if I can get other people to take the step forward and I can take a step back, and if I can pass the mic in any way, that's what I want to do, whether that's in coffee, whether that's just like personal relationships. I mean, I've like been through a lot of shit. Like you've been to my mom's house. Like we've been living like that like my entire life. But I have gotten to a point sort of now where I'm just like, I can continue doing my thing, but I want to help other people to get to so that they can be doing their thing. And that's what like makes me happy at the end of the day. It like helps wake me up, and is why I love my job, because it is like our mission is helping the world make better coffee, and I like really believe in that. And there are so many different ways that we can do that, and that's the same with the chocolate barista, where it's like I want it to become less about me and more about other people in the industry, especially Black people, just Black people. I'm rooting for all the Black people. That's what the chocolate barista is for. Let me be real. The chocolate barista is for Black people in coffee, especially Black women. And that's that. Oh shit. That's why I'm here, because of black women. Literally. So yeah, that's the way that cookie crumples. That's all I got.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Oh, God bless.
Don't move because I'm going to take a picture.